So I just got done having lunch with a very dear friend of mine, and who's also she's a phenomenal realtor and sells some of the most beautiful listings in our area. And she kind of asked why I moved to the company Real, and I thought I kind of share with everybody since I shared with them, and I may get this question from other agents as well, so it'll kind of be up here for them to see. I've been in the industry 8 years. My first two and a half years were with a company who is dear to my heart, W Real Estate. Randy Waller, shout out, he's the GOAT. I think I got an email about him doing over $1 billion in real estate with a B. Phenomenal company, privately owned, definitely not corporate, running through their veins. I had a lot of opportunity, a lot of growth, and I got mentorship from Dennis Park, Kyle Russell, Casey Mole. I got mentorship from very experienced realtors, and it was so fruitful for me in the beginning of my career. And then I later went over to Coldwell Banker when I moved after the big Tubbs fire, the Santa Rosa fire. My wife and I moved over to the Auburn, Grass Valley area. I had just sold a home in Grass Valley that was in the million. Price point was one of my first biggest sales, and I kept coming up to the area from Sonoma and Santa Rosa, and I really saw the opportunity to grow. I saw Sacramento had a lot of entry level prices. I work a lot with the Latino community. You had a lot of Hispanic folks buying real estate, and I had a good buyer pool that I can tap into. And I also had a bit of experience with lead generation and closing online leads. Is one of the things that I really focused on in the beginning of my career was online leads, just cold calling and inbound traffic. And I got really efficient at making a good relationship and meeting someone and turning them into a client, and here I am. So Coldwell Banker, the idea of Coldwell Banker, I think was really attractive to me, mainly because of the leadership at the broker level, your managers. And I really felt like I had found a home. And this is not to speak negatively on the individuals who run the company, but you're really dealing with a big corporation. And when I was a manager, that was one of the things that really was hard for me, is to take orders from the top down. When you make your own income, which is every realtor, any realtor that's good is paying themselves, right? You're a hustler. You're going out there. You're meeting people. You're doing the extra thing. You're making the extra call. Like, you're the original OG entrepreneur before it was cool. You have to be good at sales. You have to be good at marketing. You have to be good at communications. You have to be organized. You have to, have a high threshold for stress and anxiety. So it's not an easy business, and it's just why 80% of the people that join the industry fail within 2 years. I mean, we have a higher turnover rate than like McDonald's. So it's not it's not easy to make it. It's hard to make it. And if you've been in the business long enough, one of the things you realize is that you're the one that brings the business to the table. Very seldom does a broker say, "Oh, here, I got business for you." The bigger brokerages have what's called listing agents. And everybody wants to be a listing agent. Everybody wants to be at the top. Everybody wants to be there. And it takes a lot of work and effort to become a listing agent. There's a lot of competition out there. And it's one of the things I learned over time. So, I'm getting the question, why Real? And I'll tell you. It's about me. It's about the individual. It's about your own acolytes as a realtor. It's about building your own brand. It's about having access to the individuals who are doing this in a in a high level, high degree. You have YouTubers, you have people who are, influencers on social media. And not that's what I'm looking to do. I'm really looking to be in the creative space of real estate, because real estate in itself, I've done it long enough that I'm proficient, that, almost make it look easy, but it's not. But I feel like I got that part of my business covered, and it really is, well, how can I add more to me as an individual and benefit other people in my growth? And I'm putting my stock and my time and energy into a company that is realtor owned, and one of the things that happens when you're going to leave a company is or organization like CB, their parent company is called Anywhere, and they own Sotheby's, they own Better Homes and Garden, Corcoran, Coldwell Banker, and I'm forgetting another big, Century 21. So they're a big company, right? They owns all these smaller organizations that are still pretty big all across the United States. So for all intents and purposes, they're truly a big market share of what is the old guard, the old model of real estate. And I could be wrong, but I don't think that I am. Artificial intelligence is going to take over the game. I used to say this before in meetings, and people just used to roll their eyes. And that's pretty much what I got when I met with, I'm not going to say who it is, but I met with one of the top people at Coldwell Banker on my way out. And, when I said I needed a different space and I want to be around creative people, I really kind of was pouring it all out. I went from an agent to management, from management to an agent, or team lead to then individual. So I kind of had this roller coaster with the organization, and I guess you could say there's a bit of a chip on my shoulder. And when it comes to corporate, when it comes to an environment that is prefabricated and create, product is created that is exchanged for high commissions, expensive office spaces, and a lot of the money that you make as a realtor gets given back to this organization. And, they sell you a bill of goods. And, when you compare the technology that's offered and developed in this space versus what you're getting in other companies that don't have the same restrictions and encumbrances and limitations to develop technology, and they have a more up-and-coming, more fluid-like kind of realtor that can grasp these technologies, you have faster growth. When you have those companies partnering up with Zillow, Ojo, Realtor.com, you have what I think is the next stage of real estate, where we're going to have tech companies commingle with realtor firms that are more modern and more equipped to handle what's to come. If you don't know, you should, but Anywhere just settled a big lawsuit, and I'll share it here with you guys. This article in Inman, $80-something million. I think Remax is going to be doing the same, or did already. So you have the old guard settling. And, I think they're going to turn around, create some package to sell you, and up your fees, up your rates. And I think that this is going to scare agents away into companies like EXP and Real, which is where I went. So on one end, I positioned myself to be in a place that's going to grow organically. And on another, I also positioned myself to be in a place where I make more money from the money that I generate, the clientele that I have. And I'm also surrounded by creatives, and I can take a leadership role, help new people get into the industry, arm them with what I know and developed over the years and worked through, and successfully, and watch the industry change, because it's coming. And that's why I moved. It's really where I think everything is going, and if you want more information, let me know. I'm happy to share.